What's up there, Young Kings? This is Curtis coming at you live from Savannah, Georgia for your Week 10 recap. We're getting real close to the end of the regular season and even closer to the playoffs. So we got a lot to talk about this week. Let's get right down to the nitty-gritty. Sean versus Joey. Boy, my projections, I told you this was going to be a toe-to-toe, blow-for-blow dogfight. And you know what? That's exactly what it was. Luck and Ryan, neck and neck. Elliott blows out Yeldon. Mack and Drake both suck. Hill blows out Tate. Julio and Davis go toe-to-toe. Burton and Olsen both average. Jones Jr. leaves the game early. Gabriel doesn't even show up at all. Both defenses have a good game. Gostkowski underperforms with the Pats, but Rosa says everything he can on Monday Night Football to get that tie for Joey. So it comes down to the bench. The bench, a different story. Not so much of a dogfight, more like a first-round knockout. Allen, 31. Miller, 23. Dak with 20. But you know what? None of that mattered for Sean. All he needed was one player, Evan Ingram, to score 8 points, which he did, to outscore Joey's entire bench, who had a total of 5 points. So, ouch. Joey's fantasy season summed up into one game, most likely. Tough luck. Mike versus Dan. Big time blowout here this week. Patty Mahomes keeps doing Patty Mahomes things, looking good as always. Mike actually wins the running back matchup this week, but you can't stop Brandon Cooks or Books, however you want to say it. He puts up a 10 reception for 100 yards, plus a touchdown game. And of course, Moncrief has a game for Mike, but he can't catch a break because, look, it's a bird, it's playing. No, it's the second coming of Leonard Fournette. That's right, Leonard Fournette back for the second time this season from the grave, putting up 27 points in his debut. Stock up. But you know what? Defense was also an insult to injury for Mike and a game changer for Dan. Let's pump the brakes here, though, just to note one of my decisions this week. Christian Kirk? Where is it? That's right. Who knows, maybe this game would have been different if Dez didn't implode moments before his big-time comeback and Mike holding out on him. But in honor of Dez, I think Mike's team deserves this week. Moving on, Tristan versus Johnny. Tristan, heavy hitting, team that puts up 173 last week, has a spooky week this week to follow up. Tristan's entire team underperforms, putting up 96 points against the defeated Johnny, who puts up 91 points. Tristan's savior came from McCaffrey, who has a monster game, 36 points in with the Steelers. Against the Steelers, single-handedly saving Tristan from the embarrassment of being Johnny's first win this season. However, when the smoke clears, it seems one thing will always be for sure at the end of the fantasy week, and that's that Johnny will be there defeated. So we did some digging here at Captain Curtis to find yet another relative of Owen to bring in this week. And, may I just say, it's not too easy hunting down 10 different members of the Owen family tree to keep bringing in and talk to Johnny. So we did it again this week, and I'm sure we'll have to do it a few more times, but it's not easy. So here he is, all the way from Kazakhstan, Owen 10. Hello, my name is Owen 10. My friend Johnny is number one loser in all of Kazakhstan. He is a big loser. Look, I can barely count his losses on 2 hands. His loss record is very nice. His friends like to take a big shit on his team. He likes it very much. Okay, toodaloo. Okay, I'm back. Always good to have another relative of the Owen 10 family coming up to talk to Johnny. Most likely more relatives coming next week as Johnny takes on Sean. John versus Brian, a must-win game for John, and yet another barn burner that comes down to Monday Night Football. The stage was set. John down by 21 with Saquon Barkley, the prodigy, rookie running back, left to play. Barkley has been outstanding, patient, bumping the ball east and west, out to the sideline, burning defenders, but inside the box, taking that step with the right foot, planting his left foot, making 3, 4, 5-yard gains out of tackles for loss and with any other running back in the league. He's been putting up numbers since week 1. 20, 24, 22, 21, 28, 37, 26, 19 coming off a bye week. John's had some tough losses this year, but there is no way he loses this one. No, sir. He has his best and most reliable player left to play. Drum roll, please. Saquon putting up by far his worst performance of the year with 13 points, and John Tough Luck Caetano falls to Brian Puglisi. Things you hate to see, that. Kyle versus Kel. Cobb's atop the West, looking to stay there going into this week, but he faces his biggest moral dilemma of his fantasy career. He takes on Markel, who has not one, not two, but three big-name players for the Steelers playing against Cobbs this week, his hometown team. So what does he hope for, a Steelers win or a fantasy win? Literally the hardest possible scenario you can have to achieve a perfect week for the third week in a row. A 7-10 split when you're trying to hit that turkey, you heard? Well, when the dust cleared and all said and done, Big Ben had a game. Juju had a day. Connor an average day. The Steelers had a day. And Cobbs, well, let's just say he had a bad day. He's still tied first in the division, but it is Sean who earlier handed him a loss in the season, so he takes a back seat. Tough luck train doesn't stop for Cobbs. He takes on Tino and Dan in the coming week, so he'll have to answer a few more bad men before the season's over. Tino versus J-Rock. Speaking of a bad man, we'll talk about Tino, who blew out J-Rock by 78 points. But no. J-Rock didn't put up 70 or 80 or 90 points like he's some schmuck like Johnny or Mike. J-Rock puts up a respectable 129 points. So hold it right there. Do the math. Carry the one. Do whatever you gotta do to figure out that Tino puts up 207 points. That's right. You heard me. 207 points. That's enough to be a goddamn area code and a phone number. Augusta, Maine, to be exact. Let me save myself some trouble by naming all the players and just say the whole team had a goddamn day. But there is a buzzer here. And goes for the rest of the league who created the monster that is Tino's team for the second year in a row. That man is out here pissing excellence, swinging his big 10-0 dick around, and guess what? I don't think that's going to change in the regular season. I think Tino goes undefeated. Johnny goes defeated. Tino already spending that first place money by taking all these pretty ladies out on dates after showing them that he's undefeated in his fantasy. That's a fact. And no, by the way, you don't break 200 points and not be the Captain Curtis game of the week. No. Performance of the week. I don't care if you're a barn burner or not, because this man is the one burning down the entire league to the ground. See you tomorrow for some predictions. Curtis out.